Hey everyone, these days I can run regularly and cover long distances and still run relatively pain-free, but it wasn't always like that. I actually learned proper running technique from watching videos of Floyd Mayweather running. You see, a few years ago, when I took part in a challenge which involved daily running, I experienced pain basically every day. As a kid, I did do a lot of running, but that was for various sports, so I wasn't a runner per se. So during this challenge, when I had to run every day, I was experiencing pain every day. My body hurt, and I tried many methods to alleviate the pain, including stretching, foam rolling, warm-up and cool-down drills, hot and cold soaks. I also tried different running strides, foot striking patterns, etc. But the pain persisted. Then one day, while running, I had a light bulb moment. I often listened to Floyd Mayweather speeches on my runs. And on this day, as I was listening to a Floyd Mayweather speech, I thought to myself, wait a second, Floyd Mayweather and other boxers run a ton. Floyd doesn't have a typical long-distance runner's body. So if I want to learn how to run injury-free, why not study Floyd's form, since he was known for regularly logging serious miles? And that's just what I did. Later that day, I watched footage of him running, and I noticed a few key things. Incorporating these things gradually helped me run pain-free. And in this video, I'd like to share them with you in the hope that they can help you too. So let's begin. I hope you find this video helpful. One big takeaway from watching running footage of Floyd Mayweather is his head and neck positioning. Notice that his eyes tend to look forward, and he keeps his chin relatively parallel with the ground. If he looks down at the ground, he does so with his eyes, not by moving his head and chin down towards the ground. When you turn your chin and head towards the ground, it causes unnecessary fatigue to your neck. It also leads to rounded shoulders and a rounded upper back. Another key takeaway is Floyd's stride length. Notice that his feet land on the ground just about under his body, not far forward or behind his body. This helps to reduce the load on the knees and hips. It also decreases the amount of work the knees and hips have to do while running. Therefore, Floyd's stride pattern is efficient and less likely to result in injury. I also noticed that Floyd's feet land almost flat on the ground. He's not slapping the ground with his heel first, which for some people can act almost as a brake, slowing them down and can cause unnecessary force on the joints. He then uses the entire base of the foot to begin another stride by rolling the feet from heel to toe. Next is Floyd's arm positioning. He maintains about a 90-degree angle at his elbows. He also doesn't swing his arms forward too much, which can cause overstriding and can cause too much rotation of the upper body. So he tries to keep his hands relatively close to his body and maintains about a 90-degree angle at his elbows. He generates some propulsion and momentum by bringing his elbows back behind his body, something which many long-distance runners do. Another point connected with arm positioning is that Floyd doesn't bring his forearms or hands across the center or midline of his body, which helps limit rotation of the upper body and helps to maintain his posture. A further takeaway is that Floyd keeps his hands relaxed. He does not make a tight fist. He often keeps his thumbs in the air, and you can notice that there's air or a gap between his fingers and the palm of his hand. He's not making a clenched fist. Clenched fists can cause muscle tension in the arms and body and result in higher blood pressure. Floyd also avoids tension in the face by keeping his jaw relatively loose and by smiling often. He does not grimace or make faces like he's in pain. He was the same way in the boxing ring. He often laughed or smiled, and that helps to create overall body looseness or feeling of calm, even in a high-pressure situation. A final takeaway is that Floyd does not stand completely straight or lean backwards when running. Instead, he runs with a slight forward lean, which can help create propulsion. This lean begins at the ankles, not by rounding the back, as we mentioned earlier. Floyd does not round at the back. He keeps his chest open and expanded. He keeps his back relatively straight, but he has a slight lean which begins at the ankles. Thanks for watching, everyone. Incorporating these techniques gradually helped me run pain-free, and perhaps some of them may help your running form and ability too.